For math class, we'll be working on mixed numbers. So really quick, it's a little bit of a review and a new step. So we see here is a rectangle that is split into 1, 2, 3 equal parts. So 3 would be our denominator in the fraction, and 1, 2, 3 of them are shaded yellow. So our fraction would be 3 over 3. Or 3 over 3 also equals 1, just the number 1. So anytime you have the same numerator and denominator, your answer is also 1. So mixed numbers. Improper fractions can be renamed as mixed numbers. A mixed number combines a whole number and a fraction. We know a whole number is a number that does not have any decimals or fractions with it. So we see here, there's one rectangle plus another one. We are going to add those up into a mixed number of the total shaded parts. So our first rectangle here, I see that it's split into 1, 2, 3 equal parts, and 1, 2, 3 of those equal parts are shaded yellow. So instead of writing 3 over 3, I'm just going to write 1. So just 1, because all 3 of the 3 equal parts are shaded yellow. If we're not done, we're adding one more rectangle. This one I see is also split into 1, 2, 3 equal parts. Ooh, but I see only 2 of the 3 equal parts are shaded yellow. So 2 would be my numerator. And there's 1, 2, 3 equal parts. So 3 would be my denominator. So when we add these up, we are going to write our whole number, which is 1. We're going to write our whole number first, so 1, and then our fraction, 2/3. So 1 plus 2/3 equals 1 2/3. Let's try another one. I see that this rectangle is split into 2 equal parts, 1, 2, and all 2 parts are shaded yellow. So I'm going to write it as 1. I'm not going to write it as 2 over 2. I'm going to write it as 1 because the whole shape is shaded yellow. So 1 plus, see this rectangle is split into 1, 2 equal parts. And both parts are shaded yellow. So I'm also going to represent that as 1, not 2 over 2, 1, because the whole rectangle is shaded yellow. Then we're adding one more. I see this one is split into 1, 2 equal parts. So 2 would be our denominator. And I see 1 of those equal parts is shaded yellow. So 1 would be our numerator. And we would get 1/2. But now we have to add them all together. So let's add up our whole numbers first to see what we can put into this box. 1 plus 1 is 2. And then we have our fraction left, which is 1/2. So if we add 1 plus 1 plus 1/2, we would get 2 1/2. And that is a mixed number because it's mixed with a whole number, which is our 2, mixed with a fraction, which is 1/2, to get 2 1/2. Sometimes there might not be rectangles for you to count the shapes, and you're just going to have to add a whole number and a fraction. It's pretty simple. So all we do is we add up our whole numbers. See, there's 1. There's no other whole numbers. So 1 can go in our first box. And then what's our fraction? 2/3. So we'll write 2/3 in our fraction box. Make that 2 a little bit better for us. So 1 plus 2/3 is 1 2/3. Let's add up this one down here. See, 3 is our whole number. There's no more whole numbers for me to add, so 3 can go in our first box. Plus 3/5. So 3 plus 3/5, we would get 3 3/5. So basically, you're just adding the whole number in the front of the fraction. So 3 3/5. Let's try this one together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts, and all 4 of them are shaded yellow. So we're going to represent that as 1. 1 plus, see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts, so 4 would be our denominator. And how many equal parts are shaded yellow? Just 1. So 1 would be our numerator. So now we have to add these together. 1 plus 1/4. Let's add our whole numbers first. 1 plus, there's no more whole numbers. So 1 would be in that box. And then we're adding 1/4. So 1 plus 1/4 is 1 1/4. Now I see we have we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts. All 5 of them are shaded yellow. So we're going to represent that as 1. Not 5/5, because 5/5 is the same as 1. We're adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts. All 5 are shaded yellow. So we're adding 1 more. And how do we get 1? We get 1 because the entire shape is shaded yellow. And 5/5 is the same as 1. And then we're adding 1 more. Ooh, this one's not a whole number. It's not all shaded yellow, so it's going to be a fraction. How many equal parts are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 would be our denominator. And how many of them are shaded yellow? 1, 2. So 2 would be our numerator. Now we need to add these all up. What is going to go in our first box here? 2 will go in our first box here. And you're probably wondering, how did I get 2? I got 2 because I added together our whole numbers, which was 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So we use those. Now we're adding 2/5. So we can put our fraction after our whole number. And we would get 1 plus 1 plus 2/5 equals 2 2/5. So basically you're adding together the whole numbers and then adding the fraction on the end of it to make a mixed number. All right, now it's your turn to try some. So 1 plus 1/3 equals 1 1/3. 1's our whole number, 1/3's our fraction. Those two combined makes a mixed number. 1 plus 7/10 equals 1 and 7/10. I added together our whole number to our fraction to get 1 and 7/10. What is 1 plus 1 plus 3/6? 2 and 3/6. How did I get 2? Because 1 plus 1 is 2. We added together our whole numbers. 2 plus 5/7 is 2 and 5/7. Ooh, that was a bad 7. 2 and 5/7. 5 plus 12 over 17 equals 5 and 12/17. And that is it for today. Check back next week for changing improper fractions into mixed numbers.